This is disgusting. This is filthy. But this, on the other hand, now that's a work of art.
Beats by Dre. Once one of the most recognizable and iconic audio brands of the early 2010s, from once having over 70% market share in the professional headphone market, to making appearances in music videos and movies from big artists like Ariana Grande, David Guetta, and Nicki Minaj. What happened to Beats by Dre? Where did they go? How did one of the most iconic headphone brands of the early 2010s suddenly not become as relevant as it used to be? Today's video is going to be talking about the rise and downfall of Beats by Dre. Now let's quickly go down to the pinpoint of why Dr. Dre would start Beats by Dre. The huge success that would be called the iPod would be booming, as by 2007, the iPod would have 70% of the MP3 player market. And even though the iPod would be a very nice device to use, Dr. Dre felt as the headphones that were supplied with the iPod weren't enough to give the user enough appreciation for the music that they listened to. And he would find that an insult. But he would also see this as a golden opportunity, as Dr. Dre would decide to team up with his business partner Jimmy Iovine, alongside with the inventor of Monster, Noy Lee, to create the brand of Beats in 2006. But it wouldn't be until July of 2008 when Beats by Dre would finally release their first pair of headphones. But one interesting thing that you probably don't know is that before even Beats had released their first pair of headphones, Dr. Dre would decide to send 15 pairs of headphones to LeBron James just before the 2008 Olympics. And it would turn out that every single member of the USA team would wear these headphones, which would give a huge boost towards the brand. But this wouldn't be the only way that Beats would market themselves out there. The rise of Beats by Dre would be a lot bigger than they would ever expect. And this would come down to a few reasons. Number one, the celebrity endorsements. Because Dr. Dre had a lot more connections because he was based in the music industry, he would be able to get certain celebrities to promote their headphones, including Justin Bieber, David Guetta, Nicki Minaj, and even Lady Gaga. They would not only promote the product, but they would also either get a free pair or dedicated pair of headphones based on them. Number two, the product placements.
The pill.
In multiple different music videos and even movies, Beats products including headphones and even the Beats pill would either be featured in music videos or movies. But not only combining the celebrity endorsements but also the product placements, this also leads toward the third reason, the fashion status. Showing your favorite celebrities and even showing product placements would actually lead towards a lot bigger sales for the average consumer, as the Beats products would either come in many colors or many different sizes, and the products generally just looked a lot cooler than the usual products that were alongside those Beats products. Speaking of products, let's actually talk about some of those products. The products that Beats by Dre would mostly sell were mostly headphones, but they would also bring out a Bluetooth speaker that would be called the pill. Most of the products were meant to exaggerate bass, and Beats by Dre would be lucky enough to be able to work with other tech companies to be able to integrate their audio technology in, including HTC and HP. And now the reception of Beats by Dre. There were a lot of different mixed opinions about Beats by Dre products. There was either a case of people who liked the Beats by Dre products, either the way that they sounded or just the way that they thought the advertisements were and they decided to buy the products. But there was also the serious critics that basically bashed Beats by Dre because of the sound quality or the way that the headphones felt.
Yeah, they are. I decided to give them another chance.
Okay.
Yeah, I feel like with all the hate towards Beats by Dre, we just kind of started dismissing them without even really giving them a shot. So I think that's not as fair.
Beats were never the best sounding headphones. They were never the best quality headphones. They were definitely not good value for money.
How does it sound? Enhanced bass? Yes. But the top end is so weak and undetailed. Like, there's no sparkle at all.
Okay, so I'm gonna be completely real with you. The last time I listened to Studios was a long time ago. They just sound muddy. Like, these headphones should cost $350 retail. Now, to be fair, we were able to pick these up for 220 bucks, and generally speaking, they are on sale for a lot less than that, but
which would not only give a bad image of Beats by Dre, but also decrease the sales of Beats by Dre. Although the bad reception would not be enough for Beats by Dre, since Beats by Dre would have over 70% of the professional headphone market by the year of 2014. The brand's image would stay strong, and the sales would also stay solid as well by 2014. Streaming services were starting to become big by the year of 2014, so the brand would decide to launch their own streaming service that would be called Beats Music. And the connections would also help in the Beats Music streaming service, as there was multiple different music artists that would decide to make their own custom playlists, but then something else happened in 2014 that would change Beats forever. On May 28th, 2014, Apple would purchase Beats Electronics for $3 billion. This would be one of the strangest deals that Apple would make in its history, but little did Beats know, this would be the beginning of the downfall for Beats Electronics. Even though Beats would release a few more products, including the Beats Studio 3s and the Beats Pill Plus, Beats would start to slow down in product releases. In fact, some of the products that Beats planned on making ended up getting discontinued even before release, including the Beats Smart Speaker. And in 2022, Apple would officially discontinue the Beats Pill Plus. Now, Apple's intentions were to never collaborate with Beats, but to dissect whatever good ideas that Beats had, and to make sure that Beats was never a competition in the audio space, as Apple was going to make their products of their own, including the Apple EarPods, AirPod Pros, the HomePod, and many other products. It was also because of this deal with Apple that Beats was starting to fall off the charts, as from going from 70% market share in the headphone space, in 2022, Beats would only have a 31% market share in the headphone space. So what do I think the conclusion of this video is? Well, I think that if Beats had never been bought up by Apple, I think Beats could have done a lot more in the audio space, and in fact I think that the headphones could have gotten a lot better over time. If Beats had never been bought out by Apple, Beats would probably still be one of the top headphone manufacturers today. But unfortunately, Apple decided to take that opportunity to destroy Beats as a brand that could have been a lot more successful, but unfortunately lost that chance. I think Beats back then was one of the coolest brands back then, especially when the headphones were almost everywhere. And I think that as an accessory, I think it works pretty well. But Beats is just one of those brands which is so unfortunate to be bought out by a bigger company. But if Beats had been by itself for a little bit longer, it probably would have been a lot more successful. But I want to say thank you guys for watching.